we are doing something a little bit different for this session. Of course, as I set up with the plan to have the face cam, and then of course the feature of the video is not my face, it's my torso. So the one time, poor judgment, poor planning, I suppose. But nonetheless, allow me to introduce you to the jacket in question, as you can see it. Have you seen it? You've absorbed what your eyes have captured. Good. Now, I suppose we could begin with the collar. It is at the top, just makes sense. Here, you can see there is a button there. And then on this side of the collar there is also a button, but it does not end there. No, there is an additional button there, and there is an additional button there. And of course the corresponding button bits behind it. Of course, a slight elevation to the collar there as well. The little flappy bits can move freely. We do have, as we move down, we have the shoulders and these flappy bits. Perhaps if you were to own a beret, you could pop it under. As I have one loose and one not so loose. There, that one is unpopped and that one is popped. Of course there is a zip, as I'm sure you would expect on a jacket of this quality. And there's the zip. Then there is a upper pocket there, which has broken a long time ago. But there is an inside pocket which I have stitched up numerous times, as that also breaks. But in all fairness, I did get this jacket when I was 16, so considering I am well and truly into my hundreds now, I would say it's fared pretty well. Let's see. I have the side pockets. You could pop a hand into. I have this belt dangler there. I'm sure you've heard that rattling consistently as I'm trying to introduce you. This jacket can be ever so rude at times. As you can see there, the sleeve, well, you probably can't actually see it, but the sleeve is split, and it's split on the opposite side as well. It's always nice when things match. when it all sort of falls apart at the same time, as long as it happens in a equal fashion. It's like if a building is going to drop. If one side goes, it topples, but if it all goes, it's just like you just lose a floor or two. Now, I probably set the mics a little bit too high up. To expand my limbs up. And out. I mean, it's not the noisiest of jackets, I must admit, but it does have its silk lining. Most of it is still intact. Perhaps the sound from the collar will be better than the general rummaging. I am stood on tiptoes right now to try and frame this correctly for your peepers. Perhaps I should get a box to stand on, an apple crate or something. It will be interesting to review this once I'm finished here, because I don't really know what the outcome will be. Perhaps you'll never see this. Perhaps I was dissatisfied with the outcome. Or perhaps me and the jacket had a falling out. I mean, it happens. Just because you've been friends for many years, things can change. People can go off into their own direction. It happens. It does happen. It is incredibly warm in here. This is probably the worst day I could have picked to do this session. And what makes it so much more frustrating, there is a fan right there. Like I could just switch it on, but it would sound terrible. So you are welcome for the fact that I have sweat literally running down my spine. Yes. If there's a cut in just one moment, I evidently stopped to towel myself off. How could I miss it? Well, I'll tell you how I missed it, because it was out of my vision, the zip on the sleeve. It does actually work. Does this one work? Oh, it's missing its zip thing. No, I'm not going to do that because it might get stuck and that would just be embarrassing. suppose the tone of that zip is quite a dry sounding zip. To be honest, it's quite subdued. Sure, my flappy bit is okay. Due to it being summer, I haven't actually worn this in a little while. But maybe I could stitch that. Although it does match. Just, I suppose, in case my wrists get much larger, it's already expanded, there's room. Perhaps if I got a very large watch, that would fit. That would fit. Now if I just hop up to my tiptoes again. If I take a step back with my feet. Whenever I do these sessions, it always feels like I'm doing some form of Tai Chi. Perhaps I should learn some, and then I could make it educational as well whilst I was at it. So intrigued to know if you would enjoy to see more content involving the jacket, so long, of course, as we don't have set falling out and it doesn't abandon me. Perhaps if it escaped to try and find its parent or something. That would be quite awkward because I'm almost positive it's made up of more than one cow, so yes. I suppose it could split and go its separate ways. Perhaps that right there is exactly what it's trying to do. One day it'll just pop apart and go off to find its parents or its home, or perhaps just its true calling in life. I mean, I wouldn't blame it. I mean, we're all searching for something. And who am I to prevent anyone or anything from, finding what satisfies it? Life goals and bucket lists and all of that. That one's got a little bit of a rattle to it. And that one has quite a lot of rattle, but that one almost sounds loose. Perhaps the buttons are trying to escape as well. Return back to their ore state. I don't really know what it's made of. Some form of composite, I expect. I doubt it. That is genuine platinum. I mean, it's tarnished, so it's something else. Oh, I should have loaded up the pockets with items. And here's another fun story of this jacket. Back in my youth, instead of taking a bag, I would just wear this jacket, and you could fit a carrot and a banana and an apple in the inside pocket with great ease. You could have some form of cologne or aftershave in the outer right hand pocket, and then that left the left ears a anything goes sort of pocket. Perhaps I find something in my travels that I take a fancy to, just pop it into my pocket. Yes, I mean this broken one here. I'll back up to tiptoes to show you. This broken one is half open one. I keep all sorts of little bits and bobs that you need from time to time. There's probably been a pen or two that's lived in that pocket. Probably been perhaps a safety pin. Perhaps a torch, but probably at some point kept the torch in there. Also, I used to borrow copious amounts of salt packets from fast food restaurants. It saved ever having to buy salt yourself. Also napkins. Napkins is another good one. And just collect a handful and just pop them into your pocket on your travels. Rarely bought food. No. I just want the napkins. Well, and the salt, of course. They're awful bland without. Yes, even from just the swaying side to side, slight creaks appearing. Well, it seems the heat of the room has been getting to you as well. Your battery died. That's a rarity. Evidently the heat has discharged it some. And I can't actually now remember my trail of thought, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Just do a little bit of a distance test here. Just step forward. If I take another small step forward. And if I take another small step forward. Oh, I didn't think about doing that. To open the jacket to expand the width. Well, I'm intrigued to know what the outcome of this is. I'm intrigued to know what you think about the outcome of this. I do hope to see you sometime soon. And of course, I hope that you will take care. And thank you for being here today. Cheers.